I love giving a dinner party with an interesting theme, so tonight I'm hosting a Moroccan night. On tonight's menu is my Moroccan-inspired tomato salad, followed by Moroccan seafood that I'm pairing with saffron quinoa with almonds, dried apricots, and spinach. And for dessert, a lovely and light pomegranate orange salad with mint. My Moroccan-inspired tomato salad has only 120 calories, with 35% of the recommended daily allowance for vitamin C, plus 27% of the recommended daily allowance for vitamin K. My Moroccan seafood has only 241 calories, with a whopping 29 grams of protein and 91% of the recommended daily allowance for vitamin K. My saffron quinoa with almonds, dried apricots, and spinach has only 221 calories, with 8 grams of protein, 5 grams of fiber, and 65% of the recommended daily allowance for vitamin K. My pomegranate orange salad with mint has 163 calories, with 4 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber, and a whopping 218% of the recommended daily allowance for vitamin C. For the first part of our Moroccan-inspired menu, I'm going to get started with the tomato salad. This is so simple to make, and it's delicious, and it's actually very, very versatile because I've actually used it as a salsa as well on fish. It's wonderful. I'm going to start out by just slicing some tomatoes. Now, I've chosen 2 kinds of mini baby tomatoes here. I've got about a pound of mini heirlooms, which are delicious and sweet. And baby heirlooms come in lots of different colors, and each color has a slightly different flavor, so it adds lots of depth and taste to the salad. So I'm just cutting them in half. And the second pound of tomatoes that I've used are grape tomatoes, and the teeny tiny ones I'm just going to leave whole. I just want to get everything about the same size. Now, to my tomato mixture, I'm going to add about a half of a large red onion that I've minced, a couple of tablespoons of drained capers. Now, for some herbs. I'm going to chop up all this basil. It's going to turn out to be about a half a cup. And I'm not even going to chop it finely. I'm going to just give it a nice rough chop because it's going to sort of act like my lettuce in my salad. Oh, that smells just wonderful. It's going to give it a real herbalicious flavor. Now, a little bit of mint. That's that extra special something that you often find in Moroccan dishes that just freshens up salads and gives them just a little kick of something special. I'm going to use about 3 tablespoons. That should do it. I'm going to use about a 1/4 of a cup of Persian lime infused extra virgin olive oil. This is super flavorful, and it is wonderful on salads. Gives it a nice fresh flavor that'll go perfectly with the palette we're creating in this salad. And a couple of tablespoons of Sicilian lemon white balsamic. The lime and the lemon together with that basil and that mint, it is fantastic. I'm just going to pour it right over the salad. Little toss. Now, fresh ground sea salt. This is Himalayan pink sea salt. And a little bit of fresh ground black pepper. Spice it up a little bit. One more toss. And it's that simple. We're ready to serve it. I'm going to show you how I'm going to present this to my guests when they arrive. I like serving this in martini glasses. It gives just a little extra something special to the presentation. mint leaves on top. And there you have it, Moroccan-inspired tomato salad, simple and delicious. I'm going to pair my Moroccan-inspired tomato salad with Tulip Hill's 2010 Reserve Chardonnay. This 100% Chardonnay is fermented and stirred in French and Hungarian oak, which imparts rich, creamy, buttery vanilla undertones. The first thing we're going to get started with for our main course is the saffron quinoa pilaf. I'm going to start by just chopping up about 1/3 of a cup of dried apricots. Now these are unsulfured, and that's why they're kind of golden brown instead of that apricot orangey color. And then we're going to move right over to the stove and start with our other ingredients. Now I've preheated my pot over about medium-high heat, and I'm just going to add a couple of teaspoons of really good olive oil. And to that, I'm going to add my green onions. I'm just going to give those a little stir around the pan, just until they're barely opaque. Now I'm going to add my quinoa. I'm just going to stir that around the pan as well. And that's just going to give it a little bit of a toasty flavor. Now the liquid. This is about 3 cups of coconut water. Coconut water is super good for you. It's got lots of electrolytes. It's a great thirst quencher. And it's going to give this dish a wonderful flavor, just a little bit of sweetness. I'm going to add just a 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, a teaspoon of hot smoked paprika. That's going to play wonderfully well with the dried apricots. Give that a little stir in. A couple of teaspoons of minced garlic. And now I'm just going to cover the pot and let it simmer for about a 1/2 hour. Then we'll add the rest of our ingredients. Now let's get started with the Moroccan seafood. Now I've chopped up some tomatoes and sliced some onions, and I've got a pound of fresh wild shrimp here that I've cut in half lengthwise, and some beautiful preserved lemons. These are filled with flavor. This is very, very Moroccan. It's in a lot of Moroccan dishes. I'm going to start by chopping these up, and I'm just going to slice them in half lengthwise and then lengthwise again, because I'd like to remove the little core section. This is kind of tough, and get rid of some of the seeds. I'm just going to move those over to the side and just cross slice them. And you may miss a few seeds. Don't kill yourself over it. It's okay. They won't kill you. But these have been soaked in brine, so they're really, the skins are really soft. They're really, really briny, and they've got a good kick to them because they've been brined with these hot peppers. They add a terrific flavor profile to seafood or chicken, or even beef or lamb. There's a lot you can do with them. I'm also going to chop up these peppers, but not all of them. I'm actually going to slice them lengthwise, and I'd like to get rid of some of the seeds because the seeds are super hot. You just pop this right back into the bowl, and I'm going to place it by the stove because that's where we're going to need it. It'll go in almost last. Now, a little bit of fresh greenery, some fresh cilantro, and I'm also going to use parsley. Now, whenever I cut meat or fish, I always use a different cutting board, and I like this hard plastic one because I can just throw it right into the dishwasher. I've got these beautiful scallops. I'm just going to slice them in half lengthwise. And I do that because I want all of my seafood to cook at the same rate. So it has to have about the same volume as the shrimp does. Into the bowl it goes. And I'm just going to place this one by the stove as well. I've preheated my pan over medium-high heat, and I'm just going to add a couple of different olive oils. This is a harissa-infused olive oil, so it is super, super spicy. So I am going to use just a little bit of that, about a tablespoon, maybe not even. I don't want to make the dish too hot because I know that my lemons are spicy. And I'm going to cut it with a little bit of prontoio, which is an extra virgin olive oil. And that has a nice green flavor, so the two will mix beautifully together. To that, I'm going to add a couple of large sliced onions. I'm going to give that a saute around the pan. Once the onions become opaque, or almost opaque, go ahead and add your spices. I'm adding a nice generous pinch of saffron. That's going to give it wonderful flavor and also lovely yellow color. A little bit of ground ginger and one of my personal favorites, cumin. And I'm just moving those around the pan. That's going to toast them up nicely. Now in go my shrimp. Just going to give them a quick little stir around the pan. Just to mix them in with the onions. Then I'm going to add my scallops. And this is all going to happen really quickly from here. About 2 cups of chopped tomatoes. I'm going to sprinkle about a teaspoon of salt all around the pan. Bring up all those wonderful flavors. And now I'm going to add a tablespoon of minced garlic. I'm adding it now because garlic has the tendency to burn, so I never saute it with my onions. I always add it close to the end of the dish. About 1/2 cup or so of sliced black olives. You could use green if you like, if they're your preference. Now the magic touch, the preserved lemons. Lemony and spicy and briny, they are going to pair beautifully with the seafood. Now I'm just going to cover it and turn down my heat to low and let it simmer for just a few minutes because the seafood is actually almost done. Now my quinoa is essentially ready, so I'm just going to add my last few ingredients. Those yummy sweet apricots that we chopped earlier. And about 1/2 cup of sliced almonds for a little bit of crunch. Give that a stir in. And now last but not least, a nutrition powerhouse, spinach. 2 cups packed. Now that seems like a lot, but that's going to shrink down in our pilaf very quickly. I'm just going to cover that for a quick minute to let the spinach wilt, and we're going to put it all together. Now I've transferred everything to my work surface, and the last thing that I'm going to do for my Moroccan seafood is stir in the parsley and the cilantro. Nice and green, beautifully fragrant. Give it just a stir in. I do that absolutely last because I really want to keep it nice and green. That green flavor just adds so much to the flavor profile. Yes, a lot to the nutrient profile as well. Yeah. I like to serve these dishes family style. So I'm just going to scoop them right into some casserole dishes. That smells just wonderful. This is one of my favorites because it's got the sweetness of those apricots with crunch and a little smokiness. It's just yummy. Serving spoon in there. Now for my seafood. Now I'm going to just take my seafood and I'm going to just scoop it right on to this beautiful plate. As soon as I get a few scoops on here, I'm going to pick up the pan and pour the rest, but it's hot, so I want to be careful. Look at all those beautiful colors. That not only means flavor, but it means lots of nutrition. Now that I've got that going, I'm just going to take the rest slowly, slowly. Yummy! Couple of spoons. And to the table it goes. I'm pairing our main course with Tulip Hill's 2009 Montepulciano. It pairs especially well with the fruit in my saffron quinoa pilaf with almonds and dried apricots, and brings out the rich spices in my Moroccan seafood. Let's get started with my pomegranate orange salad. Now for this, I'm using navel oranges because they're seedless, so it takes a lot of the work out of it. So with each and every orange, what I'm going to do is slice off the ends and just run my knife down and around the sides of the orange so I can get rid of the skin and the white pith. And just keep turning the orange until you've got all of the skin gone. Now, what we're going to do is run the knife along the membranes to get out the sections. And you can see that that comes out very easily, and I'm just going to let it drop right into the bowl. Now I'm just going to take all those skins, those membranes, and give them a squeeze right into my measuring cup. We're going to use that juice as part of our dressing. You're going to be using 6 to 12 navel oranges for 6 people, depending on the size of the orange. Now we're going to add about 5 ounces of pomegranate seeds. Toss them right in there. Look at those beautiful colors together. Now, lastly, to add to the bowl is a little bit of fresh mint. Just a couple of tablespoons, not too much, just to give it some nice freshness. I'm just taking the leaves off of the stalks here. It pairs really well with the sweetness of the orange and the tanginess of the pomegranate. Just a little chop through. I'm just going to sprinkle it right on top of those beautiful oranges. Now we're going to add to the orange juice 1 tablespoon of pomegranate molasses. Thick, tangy. I just love pomegranate molasses. So versatile. Give this just a little bit of a whisk. Voila. Dressing for our salad. Quick little toss. And it's done. It's that simple. Now I'm going to bring it over to the dinner table and show you how I serve it up. Isn't this gorgeous? It's delicious and it's nutritious. Thank you for joining me today at Healthy Cooking with Nina Cucina. I'll see you next time.